Hey ladies and gents, David H here with another video on social anxiety and how to overcome it and hopefully go well beyond it. I don't just stop at overcoming it. I want people to be able to be socially free and expressive and have fun when they're being social and not just get over it, okay? However, this video does address all of that, and what I'll be talking about here is the science behind getting rid of social anxiety, aka neuroplasticity. If you've ever seen the movie What the Bleep Do We Know, and or ever read the book Evolve Your Brain by Joe Dispenza, or The Molecules of Emotion by Candace Pert, you will come across the concept of neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity simply means that the brain is more like plastic than it is like something like rock, which is set in stone. It's very adaptable, and the neural pathways that are created, are shiftable and changeable. Okay, neuroplastic, with the idea that plastic is easier to mold and shift and shape. This is a pretty new concept within the last, I really don't know, 50 years, maybe less, because they thought the brain was just the way it was and the pathways were set. But the brain is constantly able to shift and change and evolve. Now, there's a caveat. That's only if someone is introduced to new experiences and knows how to change their thoughts and eventually shift their emotional state and whatnot, okay? Because a lot of people, the brain patterns are going to go over and over because they're always doing the same thing in their lives, okay? I'm not that kind of person, and I know you're not that kind of person if you're watching this video, because you're here to change your life. And so with neuroplasticity and social anxiety, what you have is you have a certain set of neural pathways that that continue this perpetual state of social anxiety, right? The anticipatory anxiety, even triggering symptoms like blushing and sweating and whatnot when you're out, freezing up, not knowing what to say, starting thinking too much. Okay, those pathways are in your brain and have been wired, quote unquote, into your brain for the time being. But see, they're never actually wired. Those wires are able to be deactivated and create new wires and new pathways, and that's the beauty of the human brain. And most of it happens right here in the frontal lobe of the cerebral cortex, which is the outer part of the human brain, which makes us so smart, adaptable. It also has made it easy. That's the upside. The downside is that things like social anxiety and whatever, the experiences come in through there, and they wire deeper into the emotional brain. Okay, so but the same part of the brain that they originally started, we can use to rewire us into being social people and fun people when we're out socially and being ourselves. So one of the big concepts in the book Evolve Your Brain by Joe Dispenza is nerves that fire together wire together. So what happens is, when you are constantly thinking about your social anxiety, when you're going to forums and whining and complaining, I know some of you are out there that do this, about how it's unfair that you have social anxiety and whatnot, all you're doing is continuing to activate those same pathways. You have to realize this fundamentally, that by continuing to think, woe is me, I have social anxiety, you continue to perpetuate your state of social anxiety. This is very, very fucking important, okay? Had to use the F word to emphasize that. And what you can learn to do is to stop complaining, start taking charge of your thoughts through your frontal lobe, your conscious thought. This is where it happens in human beings. It's been shown scientifically. And start to reprogram your thoughts. Whenever you start to go, no, you can learn to stop your thoughts. Cognitive behavioral therapy will teach you how to do this, to shift your thought, to change your thought. There are many different ways to do it, but I guarantee you it works, because it worked for me. And I am a social mofo when I'm out. I mean, it's hard to believe the change in me from many years ago to now. And I've worked very hard on it, but I made the most progress when I came across cognitive behavioral therapy to get over the social anxiety, okay? So do your cognitive behavioral therapy. Find a therapist. Check out the program Overcoming Social Anxiety Step by Step by Dr. Richards. All those things can be used to reprogram your brain to use its neuroplasticity to get rid of your social anxiety completely. And the nerves fire together, wire together. So once you start thinking the new thought, you'll start firing new neural pathways that won't even be the same. They won't connect to the old pathways of social anxiety, and there'll be a certain time frame where it's going to be in a sense more difficult because you'll start to see the light. You'll start to be more social, and then that old pathway will come in and it'll try to chomp the new pathway. But all you got to do is keep going, keep doing your therapy, keep doing whatever it is you need to do to overcome it. Cognitive behavioral therapy, I highly, highly recommend it, okay? And then your new pathways will take over. And right now, my pathways are probably like this. Here's my social one, and here's my, let's just say it's like this. Here's my old social anxiety pathways. So sometimes it comes in there and goes, nips, but then I just chomp it away because I have this pathway so strong. I have the therapy I could use. I have some other things I've come upon with quantum physics that help me basically get into a state of how I want to feel, or just stop those thoughts right then and there. And if I can do it, you can do it, because I'd been struggling with this for 15 years plus. So, anyways, I hope that helps with some explanation around why you are absolutely able to overcome social anxiety because of the way the human brain works, because of the neurobiology, because of the way our brains are set up, and what makes us human, and what makes us able to figure out things and change and be different and have new behaviors is what you can use to your advantage to overcome your social anxiety, to totally get rid of it. Okay? So please leave comments, questions, feedback below. I love it when you guys post. I always post a comment back. You can message me privately as well there. And also check out socialexpression.net, my blog on all this. So until then, take care and good luck with overcoming your social anxiety.